Peace, peace. To add to the other video too, it just came to me. That's the whole aspect of the keeping the plantation or garden of Eden going. It's certain beings trying to like a Pokemon or like or like a genie, like using you to keep this dream alive, to keep you know a certain energy that only exists within this dream. Some aspects of this dream only exist within this dream, you know, and don't have a certain energy outside of this temporary dream realm, you know, and again, that aspect of the the Enki and Lil story and the Garden of Eden, and and that whole. I'm not getting into the whole aspect, but what I'm speaking to again, and you see how again how things later why they did slavery with plantations and things of this nature, again in that form of the Garden of Eden, having these energies work to create and build this dream with their subconscious mind and their strong pineals, and being of that primordial darkness and having that stronger creational energy. If we plug in their subconscious minds, then they create this realm like on this some slave shit, like a genie, on some your wish is my command. And I remember I did a video about melanin being like a genie, but again, it's bigger than the actual just human aspect of having melanin. But again, that whole aspect of like being on a plantation and trying to get these beings. Again, that's why certain movies with the genie being controlled by somebody that's like her, like a power-driven person or whatever. But then you have like Aladdin show love to the genie, but different little aspects, like fairies or like Pokemon, these magical beings that's controlled by somebody. Somebody put them in a ball, and again, that's trying to program you. That's subtle programming to make you think it's cool. Like it's cool to have powers. Like see how Ash loves Pikachu or love his Pokemon, even though he keeps them all in a little ball or whatever. And if he really loved them, he would let them be free. You know what I'm saying? Let them, let them out of that contraption and out of that, because you can look at a Pokeball, it's like a little matrix. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't if Ash really loved this Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? And that whole aspect, of like controlling, the magical aspect, Digimon, digital monsters. But, from the primordial darkness, we gotta control the digital, we gotta control the monsters in this digital realm, whatever type of spin they put on that. But again, that's also connected again with the subconscious, us getting back to the subconscious understanding of who we are and programming our subconscious to create in alignment with that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's not about no human aspect of that's why they'll let like somebody like and again, however that situation with Nipsey go, look, transition with clarity. If he really did transition, whatever. If not, whatever. But long story short, again, you're allowed to push like the economic plan and stuff like that. Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Because that's building up this dream. Building up. The humanity aspect of our being, instead of building up, the knowing of who we are and connecting with our soul. Again, not saying nothing wrong with me dealing with crystals and having crystals to help raise people's vibration, and but it's to help people to be more aware of their soul, to get to a place of again program. Like these are tools to help us work on knowing thyself and being in connection with our inner being in such a manner, again, where we subconsciously program ourselves to know, all right, I'm more than a human, being spiritual, I'm an actual soul on a human experience, you know what I'm saying? So again, those tools help to bring us to that, to that alignment, and pull away, and again, if you're asking yourself, so you're saying, because I feel like I want to stay on the plantation. Think about some of the slaves that, do the programming. They wanted to stay on the plantation too. They thought the plantation was the best thing, because they were scared of the unknown. They were scared of stepping out of that slavery. And think about how strong that is, how strong programming, the subconscious mind, and just programming in general. Because again, there's slaves that didn't want to leave the plantation as well. So if you do have that vibe of like, oh, I want to stay on Earth, I ain't, look, to each his own, but just make, because again, everybody's on a different journey as well, to each his own on your journey. But again, think about how strong subconscious programming is, and that, again, and I bring that up, like the social engineering and subconscious programming of, not letting a slave know you're a slave, or, keeping a slave satisfied to the point, because you don't want to be too harsh on them, because then they're going to get it, so it's like, shit, if I don't want my slaves to kind of wake up to that aspect, I'm going to start being nice to them, so I'm going to let my slaves, all of a sudden, like, hey, y'all come in the house, like as a slave master, like, come here, boy, girl, y'all come in the house, hey, you can wear my jacket, want you to add this jacket, he'll take you a hot bath. You ever saw a bathtub before? Nah, man, I never saw a bathtub before. And and all that go to popping off, and you get in the house and you loving it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, again, that's all you know. So all you know is that, damn, I done just got brought from out of, from that condition into the house. Bro, this the life, bro. I just was getting my ass whipped, and now I'm in the house. So when these other, freed slaves that come through, they got some slave, and free for lack of a better word, these free slaves, coming through and stop by that plantation where the master just let his slaves, go in the house and relax and shit. So those free slaves come through there and be like, hey, y'all. Man, you wanna come with us? And like, yeah, we stepping into the unknown, but it has a certain accountability level, and yeah, we gotta be strong to, make sure we get through this journey. But hey, we gonna get to be who we truly are, if you come along with us, man, then we going to the, the real freedom. We're going to where it's at. And then those slaves that just again, that was just allowed to be in the house, and who master was like, oh yeah, come in the house and stuff, they gonna be like, oh, well, we got a stable situation. Or again, the ego likes, to just be in something where it's just like, hey, I don't want no surprise, I want to just keep things the same, So like, hey, bro, like, master let me wear his jacket, I get to take a bath every night, I ain't getting whipped no more, hey, bro, things, be stable. I ain't gonna be going into the unknown with y'all, like, cause y'all going to unknown. All those going somewhere that's gonna spiritually and soulfully liberate you, the unknown. You see that analogy across the board again with the ego and our soul in connection with our subconscious mind again. So you gotta ask yourself, when you talk about feeling like you want to stay here, is it because you really want to stay here? Or is it because you don't watch a bunch of Disney movies that then, got your subconscious mind on autopilot, that runs 99% of what you say, do, and act upon, those movies. I'm just using Disney as an example because that's the most I've seen it, constantly be used. Like, it's like, oh, don't be a god, that's scary, and, be a little human, whole game. But anyway, yeah, that's the whole subconscious program. So again, those slaves could be presented with freedom, but again, they scared to bird box it, you know what I'm saying? They scared to bird box it and step into that unknown, so they thinking, oh shit, I'm good, I just got out of that heat, I'm not having to pick cotton like I used to and shit, It's good, you know. And the higher, you know, and say for instance, if they stay in that system, you know, master kind of know to again keep them with a little hierarchy to let them keep thinking they getting something. So then you present them to something else new, and they think, oh shit, I'm getting it. And so now that creates a little caste system within, you know, the little slavery where now those little slaves that keep moving up thinking like they better than their other relatives and kinfolks who still working on the lower levels of the plantation. You know, master got you thinking, oh yeah, it's all good, we taking care of them, this and that. You know, but again, and that's where again diagnosis. In order to heal something, you know, to diagnose something, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta do a diagnosis in order to heal something. And the key word in diagnosis is gnosis. And gnosis is you know, Greek I think for or Latin, Greek or Latin, I don't know which one, but gnosis stands for knowing or knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So in order to diagnose or to fix something, I gotta know what's going on. But if I'm sticking my head in the sand on some like, well, no, I don't want to talk about slavery because that's some heavy energies, you know, I don't want to talk about that because, you know, you're sticking your head in the sand, you know, I don't want to look at my broke leg because it's negative and it's painful, and painful is negative, and so I'm going to look the other way. And then, you know, you look the other way with that broke leg, and all of a sudden, that leg becomes infected and gets worse because you're neglecting to acknowledge something that, you know, that again, in order to fix it, you gotta acknowledge it, you know, like you have to. That don't mean we dwell in it on some old human shit of like, oh, matter of fact, like the Jews, like, oh, the Holocaust, this and that, and the Holocaust, this and that, you know, no, it ain't on that level. So again, acknowledge, you know, again, and that's the importance of, you know, tapping back into indigenous information, whether you do it internally or with books, you know, gravitating to, you know, the books that speak on it on a truthful level. But whatever the case may be, you know, knowing thyself, and it's not something bad or horrible or negative to understand, you know, about these certain situations that happening or certain situations that, you know, may be going down now to still trick you. You know what I'm saying? Because again, in order to heal yourself, you know, from your amnesia, you have amnesia. In order to heal your amnesia, you gotta look at certain clues and certain things, not just taking, you know, again, when I talk about social engineering with the acid and, you know, let's just take acid and, you know, hug trees and this and that. I ain't saying that there isn't a connection with trees. Trees are saucy. You know what I'm saying? Trees are saucy. Shit. Knowing how to tap into LSD and really tap into your subconscious mind is saucy. When you're using it to tap into that sauce of, you know, knowing thyself and tapping into it on that level, but it was used on a level to get you to not be able to diagnose your amnesia. So instead of diagnosing your amnesia and learning how to fix it, you know, truly, and looking at indigenous information that points to, hey, this is what's going to happen to us, or, you know, y'all need to know this because this is what's going to happen, you know, we paying attention to all kind of other things, you know. But, you know, shout out to Gerald Massey and Rudolph Steiner. And I'm just saying that because of the books that, you know, I think about Bobby Hemmett quoting a lot of their work, but especially the Gerald Massey books that really point back to, you know, certain things that come from, you know, ancient Kemet, you know, and then, you know, even teachings or information, you know, pointing to even past that. But again, just our primordial existence and connection, you know, it's deeper than just being a human. Again, this is a vehicle. We are our higher self, you know, first and foremost, in like, you know, a drop of ourselves in the bodysuit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to stay aware and, you know, stay in alignment with knowing that subconsciously. No matter. And again, just think about how that works. And again, the person that wants you to stay keeping this dream up, it's of course gonna be like, oh no, don't believe that, or that's negative, or that's racist, or this, that, and that, this, anything. Again, the ego don't give a fuck what it could throw at you to just keep you stagnant in the same, as long as it could keep you stagnant in the same place, whether guilt trip you, whatever, to keep you from, really knowing thyself. You know what I'm saying? And if you're down, you know you're down. As far as like, because certain body suits, that as long as you tapping into your energy, give me 1 second, my brother. As long as you tapping into that energy, you good, but you can't let nobody talk you out of that. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's the whole game. So going within, learning, dealing with the inner universe. All right, have a blessed one. Dealing with the inner universe that creates the outer universe. That's it. Again, because even for me, getting back to a place, don't overthink it. The thought realm, like that's like the hell being dammed up in your thoughts. Like, cause damned meaning blocked up. Your water isn't flowing. I always say, shout out to 3 Stacks. When you're thinking too much, you're removing what's moving. The song called Design, it's all about design. And the only reason why, no, I gotta be logical, because they've been pumping this shit in your subconscious your whole fucking life about be logical and put that shit over your imagination. So of course you're gonna think that's the right thing to fucking do. Because again, and now you see how dangerous constantly watching TV and, watching certain programmings if you're not aware of this, because it's constantly plugging in little shit, that supports you keeping this fucking dream alive, in support of humanity instead of in support, because again, we're in a human bodysuit, of course. That doesn't mean I'm, but, and I say but, as I say that again, we're in a bodysuit, just like driving a car, If I'm driving a car and I find out, like, my car is temporary, like, all of a sudden, like, oh, man, I just find out that I'm more than my car. I ain't gonna just swerve off the road and wreck my car. Now, to each his own on how you feel you should operate in that situation. That's up to your own inner guidance. I can't tell you how to deal with that in that essence. But, I'm just using this analogy, though, to show you, though, the equivalent of, like, all right, my car is temporary, so let me just wreck. You know what? No, I know it's temporary. Then let me make sure I, of course, still taking care of it, because it takes me to A to B in this round. But, again, like, in that preservation vibe of guy, generator, operator, destroyer. So the preservation more so the operator. The generator, creating, operating within, again, operating within your now. Now I'm in a bodysuit, so I'm going to operate within my now. I'm in a bodysuit. I'm going to operate accordingly, If I'm renting a car, I'm going to make sure, I put gas in that motherfucker, make sure the engine running right so I could go where I got to go. But I'm not like, oh, my car, oh, my rental car, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's cool to have it, it's cool to drive it, and yeah, I'm going to take care of this rental car, But I'm not getting lost in the sauce of, driving the rental, I'm going to definitely take care of it and keep it up, though, so I could make it to my destination, aka destiny. But also think about the word educate, and I think it's Latin educare, and educare meaning to draw out, So meaning like education more so, is to draw out like so. Is in other words, if you're drawing out something, that mean it's already in you. You know. So this information, you educate, you're drawing out things that's already in you. You're tapping into information that's already inside of you, and that's what makes you a genius because you're tapping into your genes, your DNA strand. You're tapping into your genes, and when you're vibrating at a high frequency, every little aspect of your genes on your DNA is getting hit. Compared to vibrating on a low frequency, stressed out and all fearful, then you're not activating all of your genius. That's all connected. But subconscious mind, subconscious programming, y'all. Again, watching a movie, and it's like, you felt, and again, your subconscious mind don't know, like, Universal just watching a movie, so we're not gonna pay attention to this. No, like your subconscious is constantly recording every aspect, and seeing it as some type of proof of like, all right, this is how it goes, or this is what's really going on, So the gods of Egypt are really, so then, and not that that's like what you should be sitting and dwelling upon, Because again, it's stages to your growth. At some point, it is important for you to find out about, Kemet and certain aspects of it, or Lemuria or Atlantis. Again, these certain aspects. But again, it's to realize the bigger picture. Again, that this is a dream realm that's temporary, and we're on a temporary experience within it. And now we're awakened to a level where we could leave this temporary dream and go into, higher dimensions, higher realms of existence, for lack of a better word. Go back to my M.A. Free my son. Free my sons. Basically it. Remember, y'all, again, we going in line with certain things due to the subconscious programming of feeling like, oh, this is how it should be, or this is how it always went, or again, think about the realm you've been in. That's why indigenous people, that's why the Sentinel Island people don't let nobody on their island. They like, bro, you ain't about to fucking fuck with our subconscious. Get the fuck away from here. That's why, again, subconscious programming, and once, certain people studied it to a T, and you think about like a Carl Jung who got like the Nag Hammadi text, like ancient scripture, handed to him to study. That's tapped into the archetypes and certain aspects of our subconscious. Because again, a lot of religious stories and a lot of religious stories and mythology is like allegories for certain aspects of, again, the Godhead in essence. Like the God energy expressing itself and coming from the triple darkness. Giving that whole rundown. So if a person, taps into that information and then knows about the subconscious mind and works with, the Tavistock Institute amongst with other people like B.F. Skinner and Aldous Huxley and all that, then you're going to get people that's adept at socially engineering a society, also working with Hollywood, Brethren got the music jamming. But it's the whole aspect. Get your subconscious mind back. As I say this, I'm talking to myself too. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm working on my subconscious constantly. Check out my videos on the subconscious mind. I should have the playlist, but if you just type in universal frequencies, subconscious or subconscious mind, it'll pop up. It should be like a 55-minute video, and I got other videos, other lengths, but that 55-minute video one kind of, really delve into the different aspects of, how the subconscious mind ticks in essence. Peace, peace. Happy now. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Right now, the only thing that exists, simultaneously tapping into the past right now. Because as I'm being in my moment, I'm changing my past. And also creating the future, all in this one moment. It's all that exists. Nothing outside of the moment of you watching the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. That's the only thing that exists right now. And you watching my hand go up and down. So now.